The Week 8 AP poll dropped a few days ago, and let's talk about it. Ohio State stays at number 1 after beating Illinois pretty easily. It wasn't much of a game in my opinion. Miami stays at 2 after a bye week. Indiana at 3 is the most deserved spot for them, as they do have the best win in the country in my opinion. Texas A&M moves up a spot after beating Florida, while Ole Miss moves back a spot after looking terrible against Wazoo. You gotta perform week in and week out. They did get the win, but they looked sloppy. Alabama moves up 2 spots, and so does Texas Tech. I like that for both of them. I think they're both playing really good football. Oregon drops back to 8th. That's fine. I still think they're a top 10 team. Georgia at 9th is a good spot. They struggled with Auburn, but that is such a tough environment to play in. I like LSU and Tennessee both sitting there at 10th and 11th. These rankings are going to get more and more interesting down the stretch for sure. And there are the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets at 12th. They are continuously creeping their way up higher and higher up the charts every week. Super exciting for Yellow Jacket fans. And there is Notre Dame at 13th, easing their way back into the playoff conversation. Did anybody really think anything different was going to happen? Oklahoma drops after losing to Texas. They are now 14th. BYU moves up 3 spots to 15th. They are 6-0. They are looking to make that run for the Big 12. Missouri back 2 spots. You can't really punish them that much for losing to Alabama, that's for sure. And South Florida moves up 5 spots to 19th. If they win this week, and Memphis, who is 22nd, wins this week against UAB, it's going to set up for a movie cinema of a game next weekend at the Liberty Bowl, Memphis, Tennessee, when USF goes to Memphis. Crossing our fingers both teams win, crossing our fingers on College game day. Texas back in the top 25 at 21 after beating Oklahoma. That's about right. I get behind that because they did lose to Florida. That's not a good loss. Losing to Ohio State is a fine loss. Losing to Florida is a terrible loss. And another team from the Big 12 that is looking to make their move and make a run is Utah at 23rd. Same with Cincinnati, who's sitting right behind them at 24th. And finally at 25th, we got Nebraska. Dylan Raiola setting up, trying to get his team to the promised land, that 12-team playoff.